It's the match that should have made it to WrestleMania. Cedric Alexander versus Roderick Strong here tonight on 205 Live. Let's talk about it. What's going on, everybody? It's your buddy, it's your pal Spaz Phoenix, the YWC Reality Check here with your 205 Live review for March 13th, 2018. And as we do, yes, roll your eyes if you want. Gonna get rid of the house cleaning first. First issue of house cleaning is I sound like crap because I'm sick once again, which is wonderful. Second of all, thank you to everybody that participated in the pay-per-view pick 'em for Fastlane. It was probably the closest in scores that we've gotten since I've started doing the pay-per-view pick 'em, only because all the matches were predictable and we pretty much had all the same answers except for those people that went out on a limb and predicted Randy Orton. I did not. So I didn't win, but here we go. Guapo got 13, so did Cheney815. Fortune 4 Shooters and Matt D got 17. Myself and Melvin Salim got 19. Kristen and Strife19 got 20. Mizark 10 got 21, and our winner for this month, Train Holland, with 22 points. Let it be known once again that the people on the higher end of that list are also the ones that stayed to the end of the video, caught the bonus questions, hooked up on that Twitter bonus, and gave themselves an advantage right out of the gate. Moving on, so yeah, congratulations to Chain Holland. Thank you to all the people that participated. We're going to be doing a huge one for Mania weekend. It's going to be, well, it's going to be exhausting. Let's be real for a second. I don't even have the scorecards anymore. The scorecards, because my writing is shit. You guys know this. You guys have seen the Doomy clipboard of doom, right? You guys know my writing is shit, so how messy do you think those scorecards were? For myself personally, for anybody in the Toronto area, I'm going to be at the WWE Road to WrestleMania house show on Friday, March 23rd. You see me there, you want to say hello, go ahead and do so. When I was at the TNA taping, even though the TNA taping was kind of shite, had a couple people say hello to me there. Had a couple people say hello to me at the NXT Mississauga show, which was also good. Much more exciting, I'm sorry to say, is Destiny Wrestling's Icons show, April 29th here in Mississauga. The double main event being Marty Scurll and Pete Dunne for the Destiny Championship. Mustache Mountain, which is Trent Seven and Tyler Bate, are taking on the team of Sami Callihan, who's super popular right now, and Destiny Wrestling's own The Walking Weapon, Josh Alexander, who, if you haven't seen him, go look him up. It's some pretty good shit. And they just announced today she doesn't have an opponent yet, but we're also going to have an appearance by Deonna Purrazzo. So, those of you that liked her segment on the Taz show, those of you that saw her in the Mae Young Classic, or the brief stint that she had on NXT, yeah, I'm excited. That's all that really matters. It's my show. We start off this week's... getting ahead of myself, sorry. If you're new to the channel, check out my playlists for the NXT and 205 Live reviews. Check out my Off the Cuff series, my Q&A. The next Q&A is going to be coming out the week before WrestleMania, so get your click back to the January Q&A if you want to add your questions for the March Q&A, which will basically be the WrestleMania Q&A. We start off this week's episode of 205 Live with a replay of last week, mostly Gulak defeating Andrews and Ali defeating Murphy, and, you know, pursuing on to their respective brackets. They didn't have any highlights of Tozawa and ITAMI as a tag team, but then again, they were beating up jobbers. Now, before I talk about the first match, because it is a tag team match, and it was a pretty fun tag team match, I want to address something. The rumor of the Cruiserweight Tag Team Championships that we're going to potentially get, or rumored to be getting, after WrestleMania. Now, I'm excited about it. It's good. Yes, it's a concept that WCW brought out about a month before they went out of business, so there's a little bit of a lag on that. But I want to address the people that say that the 205 Live show is only an hour long. How are you going to support two titles on an hour-long show? The rebirth of 205 Live is being overseen by Triple H and his team. What else is overseen by Triple H and his team? Oh yeah, that's right, NXT, who have their championship, their tag team championship, their women's championship. They sort of play host to the UK championship, and not at WrestleMania, but on WrestleMania weekend, they're going to be introducing the North American championship in that 6-person ladder match that we're not supposed to know about yet, but yeah, spoilers are a thing. So you've got one 1-hour show that can potentially support between 4 and 5 titles. You're telling me the Cruiserweight division, especially with all the talent you have not currently going for the belt, can't support a tag team division, and to that I say you're fucking retarded. You are as retarded as the Married Marks, who I feel like an asshole for actually promoting to you guys a while ago because I thought they were a cool podcast until I saw that they were an extreme agenda podcast. I called them on their bullshit. They, like keyboard warriors do, they went off and they reported me to the Twitter police. So thank you to the one or two people that messaged me earlier today saying that they weren't able to tweet me. Now, by saying that, I'm not saying that I have a huge Twitter following by any stretch of the imagination, but I do have one or two people that have my back and have messaged me today literally saying, hey, how come I can't tweet you like it's saying you don't exist? Yeah, I'm suspended for like 48 hours or some bullshit because I called the Married Marks podcast on their agenda. So, to them, for showing their maturity, I guess you could say, I will see you guys on Twitter in a couple days. You guys didn't see me live tweeting for SmackDown or 205 Live tonight. I would have tweeted the hell out of this show tonight because it was good. Anyways, speaking of the tag team championships that we're getting after WrestleMania that we're not supposed to know about yet, let's talk about the tag team that I already love of Akira Tozawa and Hideo Itami calling out the Lucha House Party. Now, they already had the Lucha House Party together as a faction. You got a bunch of luchadors on your show. You're going to make them a faction. That's fine. I still hate the name Lucha House Party. But that being said, I still hate the name Undisputed Era. Because era is a period of time, etc. I don't know what to say. But we have Tozawa and Itami versus Lince Dorado and Gran Metalik. Dorado and Tozawa start with a single leg by Dorado, collar and elbow type. Tozawa works the arm, there's a headlock by Dorado. Rolling arm drags by Dorado and a double drop kick by the Luchadors. Drop salt by Dorado, double hip toss by Dorado and Metalik. Back elbow by Metalik. My writing sucks, I'm sorry. Head scissor by Tozawa. Series of strikes by Itami. Arm drag by Metalik. Double drop kick by Metalik and Dorado again. Moonsault by Dorado. Dorado works the arm for a long ass time. Chops in the corner. Head scissor by Dorado. Series of kicks by Itami because that's what he does. Chops by Tozawa. Mudhole stomp and another mudhole stomp by Itami following, you know, Tozawa does a mudhole, then Itami does a mudhole stomp. It's basically not to be that guy, but it is the Japanese version of the New Day, is it not? Knee strikes by Itami, double team by Itami and Tozawa in the corner, top rope drop kick by Tozawa, and then he starts working the head. Dorado and Tozawa trade some strikes in the middle of the ring. Top rope crossbody by Metalik, tilt-a-whirl backbreaker, corner chops and I can speak, I swear. Corner chops and a super kick by Metalik, followed by another drop kick. Step up enziguri by Metalik. Stunner on the knee, I guess, by Itami. Gets the win for Itami and Tozawa. Now, when Gran Metalik, sorry, lost my train of thought there for a second. When Gran Metalik goes for the springboard move off, he lands funny. He lands funny. He does something to his knee. He's left very, very open to that, you know, twisting stuff. He looks like he's trying to go for a neck breaker. I guess I don't know. I would have loved it for him to hit the GTS. Like him hit the GTS and then Tozawa do that stage dive senton off the top. There's your series of moves for this particular tag team. But he looks like he's about to go for the GTS and then he turns it into sort of a twisting neck breaker and then he just drops him on the knee with the stunner on the knee. It was a very awkward spot and it looked a little sloppy at the end, I'm not gonna lie. But after the match, Itami and Lince Dorado go face to face. Dorado's obviously upset that his partner is hurt. And immediately we have a tag team feud for the tag team titles that will happen after WrestleMania. Now, if you want my honest opinion on this, and I know some of you do because you're watching, best of 5, best of 7 series between these two teams for the inaugural 205 Live Cruiserweight Championships. I just hope these ones aren't purple. I'm just saying, like the Cruiserweight title being purple and silver coming off of the tournament was fine, I guess. It was the color of the tournament, and then they transitioned it over to 205 Live. My concern is either the tag team titles are going to be purple as well, or, seeing as the 205 Live logo is actually purple and orange, I hope that the Cruiserweight tag team titles are not bright orange. You guys know I work in a warehouse. I have to wear a safety vest all day because, you know, warehouse rules and all that. It's like the safety shoes gimmick. But it's not a good look for athletes. I'm just putting that out there right now. We see a video package on Roderick Strong, and I'm going to gloss over that because, as I've said before, between 205 Live and the amount of like get to know Roderick Strong things they've done on NXT, I'm sort of done with video packages on Roderick Strong. They're great. WWE knows how to do their shit, but we've seen enough video package on him. Let's see more in the ring, please. Drake Maverick comes down, and I thought he was going to make an announcement. I thought he was going to make the announcement, honestly, that we were getting those tag team titles. But he comes down, he's going to be on commentary for this match, and it's Jack Gallagher versus some jobber, and he basically beats the fuck out of him. This is basically to show that he's gone from being the comic book character that Vince wrote him into with the suits and the umbrella to fitting in almost more with the UK guys, like a Pete Dunne or a Tyler Bate or a Trent Seven or one of those guys, than a cruiserweight, because he does the whole, I've talked about it a lot on NXT, they do the joint manipulation, working the fingers, working the hand, working the wrist, etc. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of he hits the hangman maneuver on the ropes, and then he takes him outside and hits a hangman again on the hard apron edge. The hard apron edge of the ring. A lot of stomps, a lot of just I don't want to say messy stuff, but a lot of just brutal, basic, not high flyer, not cruiserweight type stuff, and he ends it with that headbutt that just doesn't even look right. And I mean that in the best way possible. It's not that it looks bad, it's that it looks real bad. You know what I mean? But the headbutt for Gallagher gets the win over the jobber, whose name is Murphy Myers. And seeing as you just introduced Buddy Murphy as one of the new people on your brand, give the jobber another name. I'm just saying. We get a video on Cedric. My thoughts on that are the same thing as on Roderick Strong. Cedric, we saw a lot of video packaging. He did a little bit on NXT. He was in the CWC, and he's been on 205 Live. And on all three of those, Triple H is doing a great job of branding these guys, but he's almost doing it too much. So I'm not going to lie, I fast forward the video packages because I know who he is. I want him to win. I wanted this match to be the match at WrestleMania. You don't need to sell me on it anymore. And if you watch this match tonight and you still need to be sold on it, you need to get your shit checked a little bit. Anyways, collar and elbow tie up, and both guys go for quick pin attempts to start the match. Side headlock by Strong, head scissor and a dropkick by Cedric, front face lock by Cedric, corner chops by Strong, back body drop by Cedric. And here's where we get into this little bit of a pattern of Cedric trying to do something super flashy and Strong just catching him and saying, go fuck yourself. Because Cedric tries for a springboard, Strong trips him, he kicks the top rope. He kicks the top turnbuckle while he's trying to springboard off the rope, and Cedric falls awkwardly, eats shit face first on the turnbuckle. It looks pretty bad. Stomps by Strong, corner chops and a mud hole stomp once again. Butterfly suplex by Strong is fucking pretty, and a seated abdominal stretch. Cedric gets up, tries to go for a handspring elbow, and he gets caught by a dropkick by Strong in midair, upside down, which is pretty. Body blows by Strong and stomps to the chest, working the midsection a whole lot. Crossface by Strong and clubs to the back, working the entire midsection. Front and back, it's all good. Strong eats the turnbuckle, chest first with a hard Irish whip. Boot by Cedric. Drop toe hold into the second turnbuckle by Cedric, face first for Strong. So we're using the we're using the amenities around. Sorry for that. I know I sound like shit. We're using the amenities around us. We're using the ropes. We're using the turnbuckles. We're waiting for our opponent to use the ropes and the turnbuckles and using it to our advantage. It's all very cool. It's very much a cruiserweight version of chess, which is great. Springboard mic check and a suicide senton by Cedric. Say that 3 times fast. Springboard lariat by Cedric and a back elbow by Strong. Falcon arrow by Cedric that they called something else, but I don't really care. Really, really high impact crucifix into a pin attempt by Cedric. Enziguri and a backbreaker by Strong. Arm drag and a neutralizer by Cedric, and he hits the lumbar check. But Strong is too close to the ropes, puts his foot on the rope. Keep that in mind. Lumbar check takes out everybody, right? Now, in his frustration, Cedric picks up... Strong picks up Cedric almost in a torture rack type position, carries him out onto the apron, and throws him backbreaker style across the top turnbuckle bolt. And he falls from that turnbuckle bolt to the floor below. Sound like Michael Cole when I say that, but whatever. Cedric selling this particular maneuver, the fear on his face, feeling his back, feeling what's actually happening to his back, and he actually does go into a little bit of like a mild, not not a seizure, but like a mild, like, muscular convulsion, and it's really, really good, and he actually looks scared. You know, when you've fallen and you don't really know what you've done to yourself quite yet, so you don't really want to move. He sold that quite well, which is great. Enziguri and a high knee and a superplex by Strong. They trade some more punches. There's a high knee by Strong. The end of Heartache by Roderick Strong. His finishing move that finishes off everybody. And Cedric puts his foot on the rope. You guys know that I love the anything you can do, I can do better story. This is one of the most beautiful examples of that. And commentary, shout out to Vic Joseph and Nigel McGuinness on commentary. They told that story perfectly. Back elbow by Cedric. They trade some more punches. Roderick Strong goes for some sort of suplex, but Cedric snaps it into a roll-up, and Cedric wins with a surprising roll-up that makes both guys look like they're gonna shit themselves. I could do without that ending, I'm not gonna lie. I would love to hit, okay, I hit my lumbar check the first time, it didn't do it, I didn't position you properly, whatever. I'm gonna show you how it's done this time and hit it again. It grates on me a little bit that this match ended with a roll-up, but at the same time, it doesn't take away from the match whatsoever. This should have been the match at WrestleMania. I'm sorry. All due respect to Cedric Alexander, all due respect to Mustafa Ali, who we're going to see next week. All due respect to him. You're not going to convince me that he's going to do better than what these guys did tonight. I have no problem with Mustafa Ali advancing to the finals. I really don't. I would have loved this to go to a draw and have these guys and Mustafa Ali go and have a triple threat match at Mania. Oh, the surprise appearance of Neville, fuck off. That can wait. This should have happened at Mania. This was a good match. Give this a bigger stage. Give this more time. This match would have been fantastic. This is the type of match that had everybody chanting, please sign Cedric, during the CWC. This was fucking great. It is yet another example of Roderick Strong doing what he does on NXT, making everybody else look great and coming up short. I don't know how many more times they can tell that story without him having some sort of success. I'm not gonna lie. Again, that's another nitpick. This was a fucking fantastic match. I'm excited about the tag team scene on 205 Live now, and we don't even have the titles yet. Jack Gallagher just beating up a jobber was just fun, and having Rockstar Spud, aka Drake Maverick, on commentary added a little bit of levity, but then again, a little bit of legitimacy to the whole story of Jack Gallagher going to his more serious self. Now, next week, the other semifinal match is Drew Gulak versus Mustafa Ali. I'm sorry, if they give this to Drew Gulak, I'm going to tell them to go fuck off. I guess it's going to be Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali at WrestleMania. I am 100% good with that. But before we get to that, please join me tomorrow night for the NXT review. We got Lacey Evans versus Dakota Kai. It's going to be really cool to see Dakota Kai back on NXT. It's going to be really cool when they do this this faction that Lacey Evans is in with Gunner and a couple of other people. But we got the Street Profits versus Heavy Machinery, and we got Sanity hopefully destroying Jobberelli and Gimmick Lost. Please join me tomorrow night. But for now, I've been Spaz, your YWC Reality Check. Subscribe up there, talk down there, start a conversation, keep all these conversations going. Don't be a stranger. I will talk to each and every last one of you later. But for right now, I am tagging out. Bye, guys.